Hey everyone, I'm Anna D, the biggest D you know. And welcome to Me, My Health and I, where we highlight local legends and we talk about everything health and wellness. Today we have my beautiful friend Rebekah Randell. Welcome, Rebekah.
Thank you so much for having me. This is such
being
an honor.
Here. I'm so excited to speak to you today. I know I haven't seen you in a while and we have been fully speed chatting. I'm very excited actually because I just popped my podcast cherry. You're my second.
Oh my God.
So I'm hoping that you can
so privileged.
bring a little bit of spice to my life.
I mean, I would have loved to have been your juicy first, but it's okay. Yeah. Now you've had some practice.
Yeah, I have. You'll be glad I've had some practice, honestly. So for those of you that don't know my beautiful friend, you might recognize her from such shows as Shortland Street. And just randomly, I found an old horror that you were in.
Oh my God, this is so embarrassing. We don't talk about that.
Okay, sorry, I won't bring it up.
That was my first ever acting job. That was my first audition out of film school, and I got the role.
Yeah.
And went straight into filming a New Zealand feature film.
Okay, I feel terrible because I've forgotten what it's called, but I watched the trailer and you are the fiance or the wife,
yes,
and your husband is married to a ghost.
That's pretty much what happens. It's sort of like based on it's called Ghost Birde, and it's sort of based on an old Chinese legend. And I can't fully remember everything about it because it was years and years ago. Don't watch it.
Okay. Well, I found it though, and I was like, oh my gosh. Okay.
I feel like I've come a long way.
So, you might recognize Bex from Ghost Birde.
No.
Or Shortland Street. But for those of you that don't know my friend Rebekah, please tell me a bit about yourself and what you do now.
Yeah, of course. So I'm Rebekah or Bex, usually Bex here. I am an actor and I was on Shortland Street for about 7 years playing Nurse Dawn Robinson, which was just a hell of a fun ride.
Yeah.
I spent pretty much the whole of my 20s on screen as this character, and I feel like I actually grew up like on New Zealand's TV screens.
Yeah, well, 7 years is a long time.
Yeah,
and
engaged and married, and then left the show just over a year ago now to have my beautiful little girl Isla.
Yes.
So she's coming up. Well, she's just come up 9 months.
I know.
And it's gone so, like everyone says, having a baby, the time, it goes so fast.
Yeah.
But it really does. When you're in it, you're like, I don't know where 9 months just went.
But I find there's a lot of time, not wasting, but just looking.
I can just
always
sit there and just watch her play or interact or navigate little things. And you're like, what is happening in your brain? I just want to like know everything.
Yeah. And she's so gorgeous. So gorgeous.
I'm biased, but
no, she actually is. Yeah, I've
She's
seen
the
her.
best.
She's actually a cute baby.
Aww.
Yeah.
She's actually cute. Okay, I'm going to write that in her baby book.
Yeah.
Actually cute baby, says
actually a
Anna.
cute baby.
Right.
Yeah. So you left Shortland Street just before Isla was born.
Yeah.
Any plans on the horizon to come back to our screens?
There is like nothing in concrete.
Yeah.
But I feel like my goal and what I'm manifesting is sort of doing like little gigs here and there, still being a stay-at-home mum to Isla majority of the time.
Yeah.
But if little bits and pieces came up, I'd be more than happy to do that.
Whether
that be Shorty, whether it be something else, I don't know. But
like the main priority
is just being her mum and really enjoying the season and doing it boots and all.
Yeah.
And as you know, we lost our first baby.
Yeah.
And I think for me, that made me really realize that what I wanted was a family and to be super present. So that's where I'm at at the moment. Yeah. So I'm like,
that's
never say never, and I might get to a place where I'm like, no, I'm desperate to go back to full-time work.
Yeah.
But for now, I love going to like space with her and like nurturing her and try to, once she gets to the point where, you know, she can have some values and morals, I really want to install that in her and be the person there
You're
for
like
her.
the perfect mum. Lol.
Oh God,
I was
I'm
like
far
TV
from
on
perfect.
straight away. But yeah.
We do a little bit of wiggles, a good
Oh my gosh.
10 minutes of
Wait
wiggles.
till you go to your first wiggle show.
I am amped. Those songs are catchy AF. Like, seriously.
Yeah.
My other favourite is The Ants Go Marching. God,
The ants go marching.
The ants go marching one by one. Hurrah.
That's
hurrah.
so old school.
You should see me in the car. It's a vibe.
It's a vibe. I love it. I love it. Okay, so I really wanted to chat to you today because we had a conversation a while back about being a first-time mum.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what age, there are struggles. But then on top of those struggles, sometimes you get given just not great advice. So I'd like to know mainly what's probably one of the worst pieces of advice you might have been given, but also how did it make you feel as a first-time mum already struggling?
Yeah. So for a bit of context, Isla was a colicky baby and she screamed all the time.
Yeah.
All day, all night, until we finally would get her down at like midnight and we were absolutely exhausted.
Yeah.
And then with that came advice. And not in the like the thing is with advice is that everyone is trying to be really helpful and they can see that you are drowning and they can see that you're exhausted and all they want to do is help you and help you out of the turmoil that is your life with a baby and you just don't know what you're
Zero
doing.
sleep.
But I think what they don't realize is every single person you're coming into contact with is also giving you advice. Yeah. So it becomes so overwhelming and I would feel like I was just starting to get on top of things and I'd do things my way. And then people would come in with a whirlwind and pretty much pull the rug under you and be like, no, but you should be doing this, this, and this, and this. And they're just trying to be helpful. Yeah. But that would make me feel so overwhelmed. And I would go from being like, okay, I'm starting to nail things and I'm starting to like figure this baby out and then be like, nothing I do is right.
I love though that you're like they're just trying to help you.
I think
whereas like
I think that is like I don't think anyone's giving advice to like not try and save you. They really want the best for you.
See,
but
I'm
you're
like,
not in a place to take it very well.
Everyone has what I like to say that everyone opinions are like assholes. Everyone has one. You know what I mean?
You don't always want to see it.
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
That's
what I told Lola because she's like, oh, this person says to do this. And I'm like, you know, everyone's entitled to their own opinion.
Absolutely.
But I like your way better where you say that they're just trying to help you.
I do honestly believe it comes from a place of love and they can see the situation from the outside. But when you're the one in it, you can't always take it very well. No. And pieces of advice would often come down to like what I was eating to like give her a sore tummy or taking her outside and she's taking on wind, stuff like that where it just wasn't helpful because those were my coping mechanisms. Yeah. Taking her outside and going for a walk was my like savior because she would be upright in a front pack and she would fall asleep on me. Yeah. And I would get a moment where I didn't feel like I was just drowning at home, shaking a crying baby. Yeah. And then come down to things to eat, it would be like, you know, drinking coffee is like upsetting her tummy. But I would be like, I am so tired. Yeah. If I don't have a coffee. How am I supposed to function? Yeah. And I did have a few days where I'd be like, okay, I'm going to cut out coffee and I'm going to cut out dairy and I'm going to cut out this and that. But when you don't even know what the trigger for your baby is, you start feeling like now you're just cutting out everything. And now you can't think because you're so overtired and you don't know what to eat, but you're starving because you're breastfeeding. You've got a crying baby and it was just all so overwhelming.
Yeah, that's intense. You're giving me anxiety right now.
I was like, talking about it. I'm like, ooh.
So how did you get past it? Or what's one thing that you did to save yourself other than go for walks and stuff? Or did you ever tell someone to just fuck off?
I didn't because I'm
so polite. You're such a polite person.
Do you know, and I feel so lucky and privileged saying this, my absolute savior was my husband, Bevan. Aww. And he would be at work, but he was also so helpful in those nights. And I would call him and be like, nothing I do is right. And apparently I should be doing this. And apparently I should be doing this. And we're not giving her the right medication or things to have. Bevan was my savior because he would be like, babe, you need to stop taking on all the advice. Say yes, smile and nod. and be really grateful for it, but do what's working for you, because at the end of the day, you have to survive this.
Yeah.
And if he probably hadn't have been the person that I could call in tears and be like, I can't do this because everything I do feels just wrong,
Well,
and
everyone's
I don't know
telling
what
you
to
that
do any
it's wrong.
longer.
Hey,
Yeah, he was the person that would be like, just shake it off. You got this. You're doing great. You're an incredible mum. And yeah, without his support and probably him backing me and making me feel like I was actually doing a good job within the circumstances, I think I would have completely drowned.
Yeah.
It was
that's
hard work.
I love that. That's so good. I remember when we did antenatal classes, so before Ziggy was even born, my son, who is now 16.
Oh my God, how do you have a 16-year-old?
Yeah,
Wild.
He's massive and he smells. The antenatal teacher said exactly that. You have to do what works for you.
Yeah.
I was much politer when I first had Ziggy, and I would smile and nod at all the advice, but that was always in the back of my mind, is that you have to do what works for you. Because no one's going to rock her to sleep so you can have a nap.
Absolutely.
Like, you're the one in it. You're the one
and
doing it.
And if something's working for the two of you while you're forming that bond and connection, do that.
Yeah.
There's no sleep schedules. There's no anything. No. Just, if you're happy and you're functioning and it's making you feel better, do that.
And a happy mum means a happy baby.
Yeah. Yeah. And everyone, I think, could have told me that pre-Isla, and I'd be like, yeah, sure, whatever. But until you're like really in it, you suddenly realize how intense having a newborn that doesn't sleep and screams all the time is. And I think hormonally how wired you are to hate the sound of the cry.
Yes,
you cannot function. It breaks your heart.
Yeah.
And I don't think until I experienced that I really got it. But now I'm like, I get it. Weirdly, I said to someone the other day, I was like, I want another baby because I want like a do-over. I just want to do it again and be more confident within myself and be more like, own it. And I've got this and I know what I'm doing and this is my way of doing it.
And you will be.
Yeah.
And definitely have more, because Isla's so fucking gorgeous. But then also I just want to say, be aware they might be different.
Yes. Well, that's the other thing, right? You think you nailed it with one baby and then you're like, okay,
because for me, my first one, chill as. And then the second one, not chill.
I'm hoping for the chill baby, given Isla wasn't.
Yeah, so you're definitely due for a chill baby.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Let's put that out there to the universe.
So I guess I'd like to know then, what's your best advice for a first-time parent, mother or father, struggling, being drowned in loving advice?
Yeah.
What would you say if you could give them one thing to pull them out?
Just take a deep breath. You are doing everything right.
Yeah.
Like, there is nothing you're doing wrong. Just by being their mum, you are doing a great job.
Oh, that's
I think
nice.
as well, like, everyone forgets to tell you that. You're actually doing a really good job.
Yeah.
And the people in my world that told me I was doing a good job, that would just help so much.
Yeah.
And you're doing so much for them. You are their everything.
I know.
And I think as like a tag-on piece of advice to maybe someone, if you were listening to this and you were in the throes of having a colicky baby, the best piece of advice specific to that was stop trying to fix the situation. You just need to be there to support Isla. She's having a hard time, and just hold her. If she's crying, hold her tight and let her know that she's loved, and that's it. Like, there is nothing you can do to fix this. So stop trying to fix it. Take a deep breath. And
let's take a deep breath together.
Oh my God.
And I love that. That's really nice.
That was the best.
Not fix the problem.
Just
and it
makes
makes you're saying it now, and I'm like, that makes so much sense.
Yeah. And
Because
until
we're
someone
always trying
said
to
that,
fix.
I just wanted to fix it. What can I do? What am I doing wrong? And you're like, no, just help her through this hard time and be there to support her. Yeah, that's it.
Just comfort her.
And once I got to that, it actually became a lot easier, because when she was crying, I wouldn't be like, I need to fix this crying. I'd just embrace her and
be like,
we got this. We got this. I'll try and win you and do all the things.
Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
Thank you, Bex.
As I said earlier, I feel so privileged to be on this podcast with you. So
I feel
thank
very
you for
privileged that
having me.
you agreed to come. And thank you so much. This has been great advice. So
Good.
I'm sure that we've
so.
helped someone today.
I don't know everything, but I hope
That
does help.
Yeah. If we help one person,
Absolutely.
we're winning.
Winning.
All right.
Boom.
Thank you. Thank you so much, guys. That's another episode of Me, My Health and I with my beautiful friend, Rebekah Randell. Don't forget to subscribe and we'll see you guys next week.
Woo!
Woo!